Hello guys, this is the SWTOR guy here. Welcome back to another video. I wanted to talk about the legacy this time. What is worth buying, what is not worth. We're just gonna look around and see what's in the legacy and what is worth buying it. Just give it a try or not. We'll see. So first off, you're only able to get legacy, I think on level 10, or maybe they have changed it, but doesn't really matter. Now everything has a cost here. Doesn't really matter which one you want to use. We're gonna go for credit wise. We're not gonna go for cartel market wise because that is just an easy thing to do. But what is actually worth buying it? Let's check it out right now. So you have advancements. Advancements, for example, war zones at the beginning. So you will getting more XP if you are doing PvP. Now obviously these players are the players who are obviously need or doing PvP. This one actually not cost a lot. So if you compare these in total, that is like 225k ish or something like that. That is not much of a big deal, and it's actually really useful. Later on, when you are leveling up or you don't want to level up that much, that is one of the easiest ways to level up. I think if you don't want to do story that much or that often, then this PvP thing is gonna be really easy to level up. But I still recommend to do story just because that is just the fastest way to level up. As if there is like any CXP bonus going around event as well, that is much better as well. We have the Flashpoint Experience. Now this one I made a mistake here, which is basically open this and put it to max. Now the reason why, back in the day, the flashpoints are really useful and really big. A lot of people are done it, including myself as well. I don't know how many times I've done the Lost Island and Kaon before the achievements came out and before anything, so I've done a lot of flashpoints. Now today the CXP boosts are going around as well, but that is good for CXP. Other than that, the flashpoints are only able to use if you are like a player who want to do. Now obviously in the group finder you can, I think you can search or not search, I don't know, for heroics, but I'm not quite sure. So not a lot of people doing flashpoints today or things like that, but flashpoints, obviously you can search for it right here if you're clicking story mode, and obviously you can go search for that. But other than that, I think for bonus XP wise it's not much of a big deal. Next up is the space missions. Now this one is definitely not worth it. First of all, because not a lot of people, everybody is just don't really care about the missions or these little space missions where you're just going into the lines and stuff like that. This is definitely not worth it. Even though if it's sometimes really fun at the beginning, but it's just getting really repetitive and boring at the same time. So I highly recommend you not open this at all. Next up is the class missions. Now this one I highly recommend to get, because this one, what you want to do or gonna do a lot of times when you're progressing storyline, doesn't really matter which one, or I mean this one is particularly for class missions. And it's really good to just increase your C or XP, your class mission XP and things like that. That is just a really useful thing to do. And this is just only character perks, but if there will be like a legacy for that, that will be awesome, but it's not happened. But this one is definitely really good. And class missions goes to any other stuffs, I think. The Shadow Revan to the expansions, I think those are also class stories as well. But I don't know, to be perfectly honest. Next up is the exploration one. This one is also really good as well, because while you exploring planets or entering new planets, you're also exploring them. So while you're exploring them, you're getting XP as well. If you, for example, explore the whole planet, you will getting also an XP for that, an achievement and stuff like that as well. So that is also really good. Next up is the Starfighter. Now this one I don't quite sure if I want to recommend, but Now, since the CXP boosts are really good for Starfighter, a lot of people playing Starfighter, so you can queue in, and probably you don't need to wait like 10-15 minutes, probably you need to wait like 5 to get into a Starfighter, but that is just not worth, I think, to buy. And the final one is the Command XP. Now, this one is a really recent one, which came out, and you don't need to buy it unless you are level 70 and you have a spare amount of coins, because you're not going to use the Command XP at all. Now, first of all, if you're not a preferred status or a subscribed player, then you don't need this at all. You don't need to level up that fast your Command CXP, and you're not going to get also Command CXP. As well. So that is not worth to doing it. Now, there are a few companion ones which, if you are really liking companion stuff, then I highly also recommend to doing it. These are crafting, which is also giving you increase, augment results increase, critical or influence gains and stuffs like that. This can sell in 5 seconds, which is really useful if you have a lot of junk, don't have a droid on you, just send the companion 5 seconds and he's back. Now, there is the HK51. Now, I highly not recommend to open this one. Instead, you need to do the storyline for this. First of all, because it's really good, one of the best ones in the game. And second of all, it costs 1 million credits, which I think really too much. Next one is the Trig, which is 300k for Imperial, or if you have it. To be perfectly honest, this one you need to buy it one way or another. So it doesn't really matter what you're gonna do, you need to buy it on the cartel market or in the fleet in the cartel bazaar area. So you need to buy it at any point. Next one is the companion boost, which if you want to boost your companion really fast, then okay, but it's 1.2 million credits in total, so that's why I don't really care, because the influences now are going pretty good, so I'm just gonna go stick with that. Next one is travel. Now, as you can see, I have speeder piloting 1 for some reason. But back in the day, you needed to buy the speeder piloting from the trainer. Now you need to buy it from the legacy. I don't know if it's worth it or not, but it's definitely much better to getting speeder piloting free, even though I already trained it for myself. But okay, I already got it, and as you can see, it's now available at level 25, but it doesn't really matter because I already have speeder piloting free, so maybe I just wasted a few coins or credits. Next one is the transports. Now, I highly recommend to use those transports once you going. So if you're not going to CZ, or not going to Oricon, or not going to Rishi, then I suppose to not use it. Because there is also like fast travel points in the fleet where you can just travel there, just go to Yavin, or it doesn't really matter which one. What I highly recommend, by the way, is the personal ship, because a lot of times you need that, the capital world, because a lot of times you need to go into the capital world, and the fleet vanguard, which I don't know what it stands for, but to be perfectly honest, I not recommend that one. So what I recommend is the capital world and the personal ship. The fleet, the droid, which I recommend to get at least the basic one, which you can repair or something like that. If you want, you can go for advanced, when you can get yourself healed and stuff like that if you are really struggling, but I not recommend that at the beginning. Just instead you can use this one. Next one is the male one, which I not recommend, but those players who are like going into the GTN and you're in the middle of an operation, then okay, then sure, but other than that, no use for that one. Field personal cargo hoard, so same goes to those person, but it costs 1 to even 4 point something million credits, which not worth buying it at all. And legacy Gargoyle, which also not worth buying at all, because it's not worth it at all. There is some normal cost discipline where you can switch, but back in the day you needed to get this one as well. There are a few reputations and stuff like that, global unlocks, and let's go into the global unlocks. The Datacrons, what I highly recommend to get, even though I don't have in this player all of it for some reason, only 3 I don't have, I don't know why, but anyway, the other has some really interesting stuffs as well. So first of all, you need, this is the legacy of Unity, legacy of stuffs like that, and also if you're going into Republic / Imperial character, before I'm gonna go into the other stuffs, you can go get these ancient heroics and stuff like that. These are locked apparently, but you can get these for some of your companions which are not started Knights of the Fallen Empire or anything at all. Now, let's go into this one. This one has one of the random stuffs you can want if you are really good at money, but let's just say we're not good at money, so let's just say we don't have 168 million credits. So these are what you're gonna get anyway. Repair Droid, which is available all characters when it unlocked, and pretty much is also just like a Repair Droid, and it's ship unlocked. So pretty much what I suggest to get is the Repair Droid, which is really useful, a mailbox, and sometimes a target dummy, but in the fleet there is also a target dummy there as well. Warzone training dummy, not really a big thing. Galactic trade network, 5 million credits for a GTN. Really? Okay. Legacy cargo hold for your ship, item modification, and ship kill bank. These are not worth to getting it at all, because you're not going to be on your ship all the time when you're leveled up, and these monies are not worth getting at all. There are some Valor stuffs which you need, I think you need Valor. Legacy Fleet Pass, which you can use the the Fleet Pass if you wanted to get less than 30 minutes or something like that. Sorry. I think it's not worth it at all, because if you want it, you can go into the fleet, get into the security key, and buy it for 1,000 coins, credits, because it's not much of a big deal. 1,000 credits, it's nothing, and you can get like 10, 15 of them. I'm talking about like this fleet pass, which requires the security key. If you don't have the security key, then you're missing something. Obviously, you need that. Next one is the Legacy Travel, which allows the quick travel pretty much instantly, because it's 6-minute cooldown. I still don't think it's really recommended to get the quick travel much faster for like 600k coins, credits, whatever. The Rocket Boost, which is also cost a lot, but for costing that much for improved one where you can use it for 60 seconds or whatever, still not worth it at all. Personal dropship or personal starship, whatever, I don't think it's worth it. I don't know why did I get it. There was the random mount, random pet, which I just bought it because it was really cool, but other than that, it's not worth it. There is the improved mounting, which is allowed the players, if you, for example, starting to run, like I am and lagging, you can open it, but I'm just staying with this because I'm an old player. I don't want to go just run and open it and done and stuff like that, and I don't think that's worth it at all. And the final one is the tactical markers, which is really good if you're an ops player, but other than that, not worth getting at all. Like, just you can put target that, and pretty much that's that, and some social stuff. So these are the stuffs I recommend to use or getting it and stuff like that. Especially in the character perks, when you're leveling one character, I highly suggest that stuff what you playing or you fits you. If you're a PvPer, then okay, I'm gonna level up PvP because sometimes I'm gonna PvP between the storylines. If I wanna go flashpoints, then I'm gonna do some flashpoints in between storylines. Ship is not worth it, as I talked about. Exploration is, I think, still worth it because you're gonna explore all the time and stuff like that. Starfighter is also worth it, but not a lot of times. Like, for example, you can spend like 50k coins, credits, but other than that, not really. And the CXP boost, which is gonna worth at the end, even if you are a subscriber, obviously. If you don't, then just is not gonna worth anything. So that was it for this video. Hope you guys did enjoy this little legacy tour and stuff like that. What is worth buying it or not? Let me know in the comment section below what you guys got, or what do you recommend getting, and hope you liked it. If you did, smash the thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.